Hi, welcome back to another session of my course C++ for beginners to medium developers. At this point, we'll be observing something that's called a vector, and which is similar to array. So basically, that's a way to store data, and basically generic data and complex types of data, and so on and so on. And pretty much it stands for dynamic allocation of elements, sort of like any text, sort of like an improved array version. So basically, if you remember, in C#, for example, there is something that's called a list, right? And then of a type, string, or a complex type, let's say, right? That's a vector is the same actually in C#, okay? So in our case, let's define a vector, okay, of a type string, right? And let's store cities, okay? There we go. So it complains I do not have the appropriate, so control dot and then just include the vector header. Okay, there we go. And then now, one thing I'd like to tell you that you can basically initialize elements or values this way. This is one way, for example. Okay, New York, then London, all right, then Dublin, for example. Okay, this is one way, and there's nothing wrong with it. The other way is if you directly call the index of the record. Okay, so for example, New York, and then cities, and then London, okay, and then cities, Dublin, right? Okay, this is the other way, or there is another way to do it. C++ is really a rich, actually, programming language, one of the most powerful ones. Or you can do it this way: cities, push back, okay, and then just send. You just pass in the parameter of a type string, which is, for example, New York. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. All right, and then London, and then Dublin. Okay, so just keep in mind that you do have options, but it's worth to say, it's worth knowing all of those. Okay, now basically all these variables are now stored into something that's called a vector. So it's sort of a collection of strings in our case. Okay, and then we can loop through it simply by saying, by actually integer I, for example, equals to 0, I smaller than cities. Now keep in mind that this one already has a built-in function for getting the size. Okay, I'm not sure if it has something close to length. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's length in C#, it is size in C++. Then I plus, okay, and then it's very easy to just print out the cities, okay, just by obtaining the cities, right, and then just pushing in the I right here. But then I'd like to print out everything on a separate actual line. So basically there we go. So basically we were able to print all of this out. Okay, now I'd like to do some other logic right here, obviously, just for the sake of to make it a little bit more interesting. So for example, if cities, right, I, while looping through the city, if you find a string that is equal to Dublin, for example, just print out a message that says wonderful city. Okay, for example, I'm just making up things right here, and then otherwise just continue actually with the loop. Okay, so pretty much